Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday afternoon training. Today is April 9th, 2025. We're moving along. I had a clip in really fast pace. So this is great. We're starting to learn new things every week here, and I hope everybody will keep coming every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Central Time, so you can learn everything that we have to offer here. Also, remember during the week that if you learn anything, if you have any questions, something comes up with modifying your pages or Google AdSense or anything we've been talking about lately, bring it up here, write them down first, take notes, and then you can know what to say here. And again, we always, we like to do new things and make this different every week. But since we keep getting new people, sometimes we have to go back and rehash what we already, talked about. But today is going to be very unique, and I'm anxious to listen to this. Today, Rebekah Spears is going to present the power of your results through intentional manifestation, which sounds quite intriguing. And I'm anxious to hear it. And therefore, Rebecca, you have the mic. And thank you for
Thank you.
doing this.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank
And
you.
the premise of this was we've always been taught in this community to do our manifestation, right? To reset, refocus, recommit, and all that. And most of us, as we begin our journey here, yes, we do the manifestation, but we don't really feel it, as if that manifestation is so far. It's just like, behind a foggy glass. But we want to go there, right? But so, there's so many things that keep us from really going into that manifestation. So I'm still struggling on this, right? And I'm not giving this talk because I know all about it. I'm still struggling in it. So I'm learning together with you. Okay. We listen to Rory, and he makes it so easy. And, uh, and then when he says it, like, put yourself in a place. Yes, I can put myself in a place, but as if I'm not there. It's just, yeah, I see the place, but I'm not there. Yes, I see the ocean and all that, but I'm not there. And then so it takes learning. And so I've read this book. It's The Magic of Manifestation, but by Ryu Shinohara. And I've been listening to the book. I go to the gym and then listening to it and stuff. And then I volunteered myself to, say, okay, what am I going to talk on? And then I got the book, so I get to reading to it, into it and stuff. And so here it is. In something happened also. I've been thinking on this for several days, and then yesterday I I got I got it all written down, right? Titles and paragraphs and all that stuff. And I want to clean it up, like commas there, because I want to share it with you, right? The Google Docs and all that. And I put it in an app. I copied it. Well, what I did is I directly put it in that app, typed it, finished, and then clicked it to check and clean it up. And I I forgot to refresh it first. So what happened? Everything went up in a poof. I said, I was done. And it happened this morning. And then so, okay. So I said, Lord, if I want to talk on this, you put me again in a place that if you're going to talk about this, you got to learn it first. So here I am. I have to take a deep breath and I said, okay, so here I am and I'm going to share, right? And share my screen. There it is. Click it and share. Okay, I'm going to go to this. I typed it. Now, can you see it? Do I need to make it larger?
It's great. We got it.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Very good. The power, okay, power your results through intentional manifestation. Okay, we just stay in manifestation. And I learned that it has to be intentional. And what's involved in being intentional about it, right? And just manifestation alone won't do it. And so let's start first. And whenever I I talk, that cat starts meowing. What is your reality? Reality depends on what you think it is. Okay, every one of us, we have our own reality, and it can be good or it can be bad. And understanding what reality is plays a big part in knowing how to manifest anything in your life. Okay, we've been told in training to do our manifestation, but most of us, especially in the beginning, we do not know heads or tails how to go about it. And especially if you're a new student and you've never done anything like this, it's totally Greek to you. It's so hard to manifest because you don't know what you're doing, right? And honestly, it still hit a brick wall when I say my manifestation. I still struggle with it. I like what it says, right? It makes me feel good. But when I say it, it's not enough. So reality is what we choose to see. And there can be uh, two twin brothers, right? And they're born in the same family, same parents, and they went to the same school. They were raised the same. They ate the same food. They were everything, right? But then when they grow up, they process things differently. They look at life differently. What was going on? Okay, so what happens is um, we filter things. We see, and sometimes, like selective hearing, and sometimes we see what we want to see, and we don't want to see like the, it makes me feel bad. I don't want to see it. Okay, I cannot work, as a surgeon's assistant because I don't want to see blood, right? So we filter things. We want to see things that makes us feel good or comfortable. And if something overwhelms us, okay, then we run away from it. And but that is where we go wrong. We create limits to ourselves unconsciously many times. Okay. And then we wonder why things are turning out differently from what we want, right? And okay, so how do we balance that? The first thing is that obstacles will always be there. Okay. We want to learn this PBS. We want to learn how to modify. We want to learn how to do V-marketing and all that, right? And there's always things that happen like, oh, I cannot do this. I'm not techie. And but see, obstacles, we cannot wish it away. It's always going to be there. Life is life, right? But focusing on it, the obstacles will drain your energy and will make things worse. You know what they say, face the music, right? And we might as well accept that there is good and there is evil. There are negative and positive forces. We won't understand one without the other. We won't know what beauty is if we haven't seen the ugliness of things. We don't have anything to compare it with. We cannot we cannot be too much of anything. We have to be in balance. Like, you cannot, you cannot even be too nice to your spouse because he wants something, he's up to something. So there always has to be a balance. You cannot focus on what frustrates you, right? If you work on PBS or any job that you have, something will always frustrate you. Something is today, like CRM, not working. That's frustrating. But you cannot focus on that. Yes, you're aware of it, but you cannot focus on that completely, or it will push you into a black hole. And it's hard to get out. So what do we do? What is the solution? If we want to manifest and create anything in our lives, we need to find the balance point. Okay, balancing. We see those that walk the rope or doing those balancing, throwing things in the air and balancing them, the rhythm and all that. So it's like, it's hard to find the balance. So in our lives, how to balance things, sometimes we go towards the negative thing. Something will happen and we're just so frustrated and we just want to I'm just going to lay down and go to sleep. Or I'm just going to leave this, I'm going to quit. We are so imbalanced. All our attention is on that. So what do? We have to put ourselves into neutral. Remember the reset, refocus that Rory's always saying? And we've seen him live on one of the meetings. He had to turn off his camera and he needed to reset, right? And for some of us, especially at first, it's so hard to reset because as if there's so many weights, as if we are Atlas, we have the world on our shoulders, trying to carry that world, right? But then, one way of doing it, I picture it in my mind, put your car into neutral. You start without negative or positive. Oh, how could that be possible? When you do that, do not bring your past and your perceived future into the mix. Okay. Sometimes, oh, I cannot do this because, I've never, this and this and that, or something. I can never do this because I feel so bad because I've always been put down. No, we have so many negative things from the past that we can bring into it. But to be neutral, you have to start clean. Do not bring your past, okay? Do not even bring your future to it. You have to find that middle part, your balance. You start there. And because if you still have the past, you still have your frustration that's going on in your life, and then you're thinking about the future, your future is not going to be good because it's tainted with what you are going through right now, right? So what do we do is accept all that what is that's going on. And you get to this place, accept the responsibility of your present. Okay, I'm this. Okay, we stop blaming others of why we're here. I did this because of you, or because of that person, or because my parents, or my husband, or my wife, or whatever. I have to accept responsibility of where I am right now. And Ryu Shinohara calls this response ability. You cannot have the ability to respond to what is and create something new if you don't accept that you are responsible. Because you have given that power to someone else, because you have blamed that person for what is going on in your life or what you are right now. So you have to take that back. Okay, I take responsibility because I listened to them. I take responsibility because I spent too much money on this. Okay, so you have to take your power back. For this to happen, you have to have intention to shift, your intention to shift. Okay, create or manifest. You have to have intention to do that. Remember, for this to happen, you have to be on the neutral balance of being. Not a zombie, okay? Don't be like a zombie, okay, que sera, sera. Not even, not even being worried, because you'll find yourself complaining and whining. Now, whatever your present reality is, use it to your advantage. How can we do that? Use it to restore balance to your life. Because all the negatives and the positives, and you're in the middle, right? And then you can see both sides. Take all that weight from you and then think, so you can fine tune your approach to your goal or where you want to be. If you're going to start something new, don't say, I'm so shy. Oh, I cannot do this because. Do not say the because, okay? Focus on the solution and the benefits as you navigate through the obstacles. Now, when you manifest, okay, you're in the balance, right? You're in that middle part. Don't think back of all the experiences your bad experiences that brought you to this point, okay? Everything is new. Then you can assess the situation. Remember, Rory has said, if you going to make a big decision, do not make your decision with emotion in it. Take the emotion out. So everything's out. So you're right there in the middle. It seems like everything that we've heard from Rory, it's we hear it, but sometimes it's hard to really apply it because we don't know how to apply it. And so you can even exaggerate, okay? Let's just say there is something that you need to make sure, let's say, that you want to avoid or you want to correct, okay? You can exaggerate that. Put big signs, okay? When this triggers me, I know how to react. When this happens, then I know what to do. Okay, when you're driving, as you drive, then your reflex gets better. But if you haven't driven for a long time, if you're a new driver, I remember that time, my reflex wasn't good. But then as I drive, then my reflex gets better. As I mentioned earlier, take emotion out of it. Okay, if you put something else, your past, your experiences and stuff, you will tip it to one side. Okay. Stay on point and in balance. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Like say, okay, if I choose that, I might make a mistake. No, just be focused. Okay. And as we go forward, even if we do it every time, reset, right? RRR is infused to almost every part of what we're talking about right now. Reset, refocus, recommit. Another important thing is to be nice to yourself. Okay. Do not be too hard on yourself. Take the wins. If you were able to, if you're having a hard time copy and pasting, and finally you learned, you were able to control your hand over the mouse, and you were able, wow, I'm really getting good in copy pasting. Pat yourself in the back. Little wins. You can take that. It will take you to big wins. You wouldn't be able to help someone else if you were an empty cup. Okay. So fill your cup with little wins. And that is important to keep yourself in balance. Because if you are on the other side, you're putting yourself down, that's not being balanced. Because every decision that you're going to make is going to influence you. Okay, so it's time to choose and manifest. Making choices is part of our lives. You choose and take responsibility for it. Every decision that you have to make, take responsibility. Don't be afraid of feedback. Okay. If someone says, if you made a decision, oh, you didn't do that right. Okay. Stay in balance. Our in a tendency will be we're going to be hurt. Our feelings is going to be hurt. Okay. So quickly reset, refocus, go to that middle part right there to balance. And then process what was said. Is it right? Can it help me? Make it as a tool to help you get better. So sometimes, we get feedback and we get hurt. Our feelings get hurt. Oh yeah, because this, so I'm not really good at this. So don't put yourself down, right? If you are not afraid of feedback, it will help you with your future choices because you're gathering information. So while you're in that middle part, right, balancing yourself, you have all those information. Now your mind is free, not bogged down by the past, okay, or even the perceived future. You're in the middle. You can make your choices. And taking responsibility in every choice, it will empower you to respond quickly to situations that come your way. Okay. Now it's time to raise your flag and manifest. Fly it high for everyone to see. So the flagpole is your intention. You can manifest all you want, but then if you don't have, you have your flags, the biggest flag in the neighborhood. But if you don't have a flagpole, you cannot fly it. So your flagpole is your intention. Intention first. Build your flagpole first. And the information will come together to move your manifestation to reality. Okay, so do not be afraid to manifest your dreams. You've got to intend to take action to make it a reality. Do not just say, you know how it is, do not throw your pearls into the swine. You heard that said, right? So your dreams, put feet to it. Fly it high, get your flagpole and fly it. Small steps, you might start with a small flagpole, right? But then you can fly your flag. They will turn to leaps and bounds. And as you build your flagpole will go higher, and your flags will get bigger. And what else? My grandson said, and what else? Think new thoughts. Okay. You have to train your mind to new thoughts. Take away from your vocabulary the I can't. Take away it's too hard. Yes, it's natural. We're still human, right? It will flash through our minds. Yeah, it's hard. But then always get to your middle point, right? And then if it's too hard, okay, what should I do to make it easier for me? Don't stay in the too hard, because you're gonna get stuck there. You're gonna be like you're gonna be like in like a sinkhole, right? So it's hard. Go in the middle and look at it. If you're driving and and there's like a big limb on the road, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna sit on the side and then just cry yourself out, or just give up? I'm not gonna go anymore. Or you can assess the situation and find a way to get around it, right? Okay, so also one thing, adopt new habits. If the old habits is not helping you go forward, then change the habit. And it takes so many hours to break a habit. It takes discipline, right? So they say, if I can do this habit, let's say 6 times, and then the next time I'm going to go 7 times, do it. And then the next time it's going to be, more and more number of times. I tell my piano students, okay, it's a muscle memory. You do this 10 times, you do this 10 times. And then before you know it, you're not even counting. So develop new skills. This is what Shinohara said. By changing who you are, you change what you attract. Okay? You're aligning yourself. You're aligning yourself to what you want to be. You do not attract into reality your desires. You attract into reality a reflection of who you are. So if I don't change myself, I don't change the way I think, it doesn't matter how hard I work, it's not going to come to pass, right? And then so this is something that you can do later. If you're near the kitchen, I'd love for you guys to just get like half a glass of water. Okay? I can wait. Turn off your cameras and stuff like that. Just to have a glass of water if you can, and then we're going to do a manifestation drinking of water. Okay. Ooh, that sounds crazy, right? Okay, so I read this somewhere, because we always do our manifestation, right? We know that our body is made up of mostly water. And we do a lot of, we wear our tunes, right? Because to protect us from bad frequencies. But there are good frequencies also. And I've heard there's, a test that they did. they exposed this water, a bowl of water, with beautiful music. And then the person that's, talked to the water really nice and, really nice and sweet and stuff. And then they froze the water. It came out that the water create, when it was frozen, it created beautiful, beautiful, um, like crystals, like snowflakes, kind of patterns in the water. It's beautiful. Now they did another test and another bowl of water, and they put it in, expose it to awful, awful music, loud noise and stuff, and yelling and screaming. And then after they did that, they froze it. Water has memory, they say. So that's why, when, we sometimes we say, oh, I don't feel good about that. I feel bad vibes on that one. Or when you go to like a room or a situation, if someone has been fighting, or if you go to a place and you feel good, and then you go to a place and you feel bad. Why is it that way? It's because we feel it. The frequency, the vibration that they are emoting, it's being transferred to you. That's why you feel it. So that's why they say you can do this later. And when you do your manifestation, just get a glass of water and then say it. Because you drink water every day, right? Throughout the day. Why not do your manifestation and do that? And then that vibration, they say, okay, that vibration, you will transfer that to you, to yourself. So I said, oh, what can it hurt? Right? I would try it. Good, good vibration, and then put it inside me. So that, you can, if you want to try that, you can do that. And because we always do manifestation. So thank you. Any questions?
That was great, Rebekah. I find it so interesting. I've been reading a lot about how water can retain memories. And it's, you are really a product of your environment. So you need to choose carefully what environment that you choose to stay in.
Yeah, the analogy about water is you want to remember, let's say you're on the side of a shore, a pond, and you throw a stone in the water, drops in the middle, and then all of a sudden it starts forming wrinkles, circles around it further and further out and further out, right? In other words, the analogy is just like this, you want to change your presentation, the way you are seen by other people, because whatever you do, it's going to have a rippling effect, and it's going to affect everybody around you. And again, that's why they always say, surround yourself by positive people, because everybody, and we know everything is frequency, the water is frequency. You keep wearing your tune and you'll have a different frequency in your water too. So having a tune around your neck, you have your own different frequency that you're putting out. And, therefore you always want to think positive. You don't even have to say it, but if you think it, it'll come through because it's part of you and it's part of the energy within you, the frequencies, right? So that goes along with what Rebecca's saying, which was great. It's an exercise that you can do and give it a try. See what happens. Come back and let us know how it works for you. Thank you, Kathy. You had your microphone on during that presentation.
Well, I'm here, but I don't know how to get myself back.
On the bottom left, you have where it says audio, the bottom left of your screen, and you just click on the audio and it'll see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now you're speaking. Now you click on it and you can see in your picture when you click on it, it'll be a little, you didn't click on it.
Well, what I'm not seeing is my picture. My picture went away.
Little tiny microphone on the bottom left of the screen.
Yeah, I got the audio on.
Yeah, you click on that. Anybody want to add to what Rebecca said? What she presented? Anybody have their own way of manifesting what they want to happen to them? I know Rory mentions that all the time, how to manifest, and I try to think of every time he says that, I think of the ocean at sunset. You know, the sun's starting to go down the horizon, beyond the horizon, and the sun is bright and orange and it's warm. There's nobody there. I'm sitting up against a sand dune, you know, a very slight hill, and just looking out into the blue ocean where there's nobody around me, maybe a seagull flying around here and there, but the ocean is calm. And the sound of the waves just creates a peaceful flow over you and it relaxes you. And when it really relaxes you, then you can start thinking of why you're there. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to change that you haven't been able to yet? And while you're thinking of that, then what will you do step by step to change in order to get what you're looking for? You know, what you wanted to achieve. So that's something that you can give a try. So he likes to go up on the hill with a big snow after the snow has fallen and there's no steps or no, you know, so high there's just a few trees and it's cool, crisp or cold and crisp and but there's no tracks. It's like having a whiteboard, you know. You could stare at a whiteboard if you have it, and there's all white and there's nothing there. And when you're thinking of things, because especially now everything is going so fast, you know, I mean there's so much that is being put upon us. We need to stop and refocus, and you can look at the whiteboard, and if whatever you're thinking of, try to move each one out or erase it in your mind, of course, and erase that a little bit at a time. Obviously, like Rebecca was saying, it takes time to do that. It takes training, but that's something that you can do, especially if you get really confused about things, you know, that you're doing with your PBS. Just try to stop, look at it, relax, and try to analyze your situation, which is the same way as looking at the whiteboard that has all that in front of you and say, if I do this, what will happen? Okay, if I get rid of this, this will be better. And if I could then go to this one and this one, take it again piece by piece, and then you can overcome your little obstacles. remember, everybody has instructors, but all the instructors also have their own situations that they need to contend with also. So the first and foremost is you need to get yourself in a position where if you have a situation, or let's say a form of negative situation, you want to work on it yourself before you move forward or before you contact your instructor. Everybody's here to help you, but you got to help yourself first. Because if we're always helping you, just like in school when I was growing up and everything, you have a problem in school, okay, the teacher, will help you and stuff. But we only learned by memorization. We didn't learn by actually reasoning the concept. So when everybody graduated high school, poof, they had to really learn about life the hard way because they didn't retain what they were taught. So it's the same thing as, life goes on. In order to be successful here, you want to be able to do your own research and get the answers to your own problems before contacting other people, because sometimes the answers are right in front of you. But ultimately, when all else fails, then we're here to help you. Any other input, folks?
Well, I like Rebekah said, it's important to celebrate your successes and the positives. So be sure that you share any kind of little milestone that you've made. If you got a PBS or if you have a student that's been gone for a while and they finally come back, um, we need to celebrate together, guys. There's lots of stuff we can celebrate. Anybody getting close to making CSI? That is
It's a quiet group today.
looks like everybody's worn out. It's only Wednesday. Connie McFadden, I'd like to congratulate you and tell you that uh, Joel attended your training and he was singing your praises here. So um, I'd like to invite you to come and do that training for us if you would like to, if you've got time.
Sure, I would love to do that.
Well, we'd love to
Thanks,
learn it.
Um, it can't be next week because I'm going to be away, but any week or any time after that, I'm up to assist anytime.
Okay, I'm going to get you together with Tom and he'll get you on the schedule then,
Okay,
if that's okay.
no
Thank you
worries.
so much.
And
Awesome.
It was fantastic.
thank you, Joel. I appreciate it.